7 Days of Wisdom, episode 35, live and direct. Aquaus Kelley, I'm here with you. July 24th, 2016, 9:44 p.m. Eastern Daytime. Sunday, we're back again. This week, what will we be recapping? Let's see. So, on the 19th, it was actually the 6-year anniversary for the birth of A Lover's Ambition. 10 years ago, in 2010, that exact date, July 19th, I came up with the name. It was such a euphoric moment. It was such a it's almost like it was just meant to happen. I was just browsing online and I was watching a video with B. Cox, Brian Michael Cox, who's a producer. He's produced records with Jermaine Dupri. He's produced records for Mary J. Blige, for Mariah Carey, for a ton of platinum artists. And I remember I was watching a video on YouTube, and at the end of the video he said, he didn't even say it in the video, but he said go to his Twitter page. So after I went to his Twitter page, on the profile, in his bio it said, a lover of all things that is love. And immediately when I read that, I thought to myself, a lover's ambition. It just clicked in my head. A lover's ambition, a lover of all things that is love. A lover's ambition, the determination and will to succeed at whatever it is we love to do in life. That's what started it all off for me. The name came to me. I loved the name. I knew I had to do something with it. So the first thing I did was I got a Tumblr, aloversambition.tumblr.com, and I thought to myself, let me begin to curate and share my message with the world through Tumblr. So I really just started tumbling. That's what people do on Tumblr, just sharing pictures, reposting, liking, and I just used that as a platform for A Lover's Ambition. I had no idea, how I wanted to structure it. I didn't know that I would get a website. I just had the name and I wanted to do something with it. So that eventually did turn into me getting a website. That did allow me a platform for being a photographer when I lived in Miami. I branded the name A Lover's Ambition with my photos, and that's how I connected with a lot of people as well. I would photograph events, tag them in pictures, share the pictures on Twitter, at people, and that I used that as a strategy and method of gaining some traction. So it's all been a build-up the last 6 years. It's all been a build-up, slow growth. 6 years is a long time when we think of it, but it missed doing many other things, and still learning and still figuring things out, still creating my own lane, finding my own path, iterating. I feel that it's been a well spent 6 years. Of course, I'm not, off my own, managing people, having people work with me. I don't even like to use the term work for me, but work with me. I don't have that yet, but I'm sure it will come soon. I enjoy the journey. I enjoy the process. I had no idea that I would want to turn it into a brand development agency. I had no idea I would get into brand strategy. At first I thought, let's just be a creative agency. But then I just kept digging deeper, and I'm still digging deeper in regards to how, well, I know how now, but I guess 2-3 years ago, how can a lover's ambition best represent what means the most to me? So essentially, a lover's ambition is, as a company, an extension of what I believe in, my core values, my pillars, tenets. And a lot of what I believe in through my experience is the impact that the arts and creativity has on people's lives, the impact that education has on people's lives, the impact that entertainment has on people's lives, and then lastly, the impact that leadership has on people's lives. Therefore, my social mission is also my company's social mission, which is to use our influence to project positivity across the globe and invest in a collective future of society through those 4 things I just mentioned: the arts, education, entertainment, and leadership. So this is what a lover's ambition is about. On the front end, it's adding value, it's sharing content, it's providing resources to people that will allow them to best navigate whatever path they feel they want to pursue. That's what a loversambition.com is about on the front end. Bunch of resources, content, things you can read for days. It's all about building value. On the back end, I guess the agency end, it's all about brand strategy. How can we best help to build brands and allow them to share their message with the world? So that's through, and I never shared this, publicly on the record, but pretty much the 5 steps I like to identify with in regards to concept to execution. So brand strategy, it's your brand identity, whatever that is, your brand narrative, which is your story, your personal story, your company's story, your brand story, brand presence, where you are in the marketplace, where you look to be, brand content, which is super important, videos, for example, just sharing what it is you're about, adding value, and then lastly, conversion, through the value that you add, through every single thing that you do, every step that you take, every person, the people that you interact with, that is essentially what leads to conversion. So with me, integrity is super important, authenticity is super important, and that's why I continue to document my journey, along the path, because I want people to know and see, like, yo, this dude came from here. Like, he was doing these videos when he lived in New Brunswick, New Jersey, when he was still substitute teaching. Like, it's real, There's nothing fake about it. I want to document the process because people, when they see that, they can identify with it. Like, hey, like, I could be just like him. It's not out of reach. A lot of times we see people on TV, we see celebrities, quote unquote, we see public figures. It's like, that's that person. I can't do that because of this or because of that, because they were privileged. No, you can. You can do it. I was born in Staten Island, New York, 1987, New Brighton, 61 Jersey Street. Like, regardless of where you come from, you can do it. You can do it. And that's what I want to be here for, is to inspire people along that path of accomplishment, achievement, and going for your goals and dreams. So that turned out to be a lot longer than I thought, but I just wanted to, express that. So back to 7 Days of Wisdom. So again, Tuesday the 19th was the 6th-year anniversary for Lover's Ambition. And I also put out an article on the website of loversambition.com entitled the power of curated content. So please check that out. If you're if you're looking to build your brand, whatever that brand is, if you're looking to build a movement, if you're just looking to step out of your comfort zone and step out of the box and just put something out there, I would always recommend start a website, start a blog, start talking about what it is you love to do, things you identify with, so that you can start identifying with similar people along a similar path. That becomes what we call your tribe. And through building your tribe, once again, you're able to connect with people, add value. That essentially creates opportunities through building relationships, through common interests. Just like anything else, when we go to school or university, we meet people, common interests. Oh, let's meet here, let's do this, let's go to this event. You become friends. That's how opportunities are created. Oh, I know this person, I think they would be a great fit for you. That's how opportunities are created. You know? It's all about taking those action steps. So let's begin to take those action steps. Once again, A Lover's Ambition is meant to be a resource for people to check out. We're posting different articles, different topics, different arenas. What we have some articles on relationships, spirituality, business, anything pertaining to life, you know. It's all about culture and lifestyle. I love culture and lifestyle. A Lover's Ambition is about the love for culture and lifestyle. So from whatever we do when we wake up to whatever we do when we go to sleep, that's the culture we live, that's the lifestyle we live. The cars we drive, the clothes we wear, the people we hang out with, the places we hang out with. You know, I'm going real data-driven right now, but every single thing that we do within a 24-hour span is a part of the culture and lifestyle that we live. Alright, so really, I consider myself a brand strategist because I'm dissecting the culture and lifestyle of everything around me at all times. When I'm driving down the street, when I'm dropping off a passenger doing Uber, I'm looking at houses, I'm examining the neighborhood. When I go out to restaurants and eat, I'm absorbing everything. When I'm in school, in a classroom teaching, I'm absorbing everything. I'm looking at the clothes students are wearing. You know, I'm looking at what's trending, what's popular. I'm looking at everything. And through those observations is what allows me to gain insight and share that insight with people that can use that insight. So that's essentially one of my models, one of my company's models, is it's all about the absorption of culture and lifestyle, gaining insights, educating ourselves, and then redistributing that education in regards to how we can make brands better and also how we can make people better, and ultimately using that to make the world better. So it's about business, yes, but it's also about social change. So we're literally taking a holistic approach to everything that we do. Let's move on to what's next. I remember putting the post out about the 6-year anniversary, and I shared it on Twitter, and I actually mentioned the inspiration behind A Lover's Ambition, who's Brian Michael Cox, multi-platinum producer, and we're going to talk about acknowledgement now, the power of acknowledgement. So he acknowledged the tweet and replied, everything is possible. So I would say 10 years ago, where my aspirations were to be a producer, music producer, songwriter, you know, such as like Pharrell, who I admired greatly, and other producers, Timbaland, Swiss, Kanye, Just Blaze, B. Cox, JD, Dre, you name them. That's a game I wanted to play in. So to think 10, 11 years later, that someone who inspired me musically, as well as inspired the name behind my company, you know, acknowledge me, means a lot. And I remember Gary Vaynerchuk was talking about this level of acknowledgement, because when you're acknowledged, that allows your name in conversations. That brings another level to your name in conversations. So because I was acknowledged in a positive light, in a positive manner, you know, anyone who mentions anything about B. Cox, it's like, that may be in a negative manner, like, oh this, oh that. It's like, yo, you know, I have to stand up for dude, because he shouted me out. He showed me love, you know? And that's really what your legacy is based on. How you acknowledge people, how you show up, your relationships with people. It's super important. Super important. So, acknowledgement does mean a lot. We may not be able to pay close attention to everything, but the least we can at least start to think about doing is acknowledging the things that come our way. Let's not get too out of touch to where we feel we don't have to acknowledge people or acknowledge certain things. You know, that's something I still have to work on myself. I don't get around to everything, and sometimes I feel as though if I can't really act on it, I don't want to acknowledge it, because I'll acknowledge it and then forget about it, and it doesn't look good. So let me acknowledge it after I actually act on it. And that's logical, it makes sense. But I'm also just working on just the acknowledgement. Like, hey, thanks for the love, or hey, I'll get back to you on this. I got this message. I can't act on it now, but I'll get back to you. So just figuring out that play and how to best manage those kind of situations. So let's continue to get better. Let's continue to acknowledge people around us, especially when it comes to acknowledging the accomplishments of those around us. Let's see. I did get the Birkenstocks that I posted on July 20th. And I actually did that. And we could talk about escaping our comfort zone. I actually did that as a move to escape my comfort zone. You know, I never really like to show my feet. My feet are super light because they never see the sun, and they need some sunlight. So I thought, all right, let me escape my comfort zone, get some open-toed sandals, which still to this day I have a few friends that'll probably make fun of me, but I'm at a point now where it doesn't really matter. I'm too comfortable in my skin. So I'm like, let me get these Birkenstocks, rock out with them, and just love life and love what I do. So I did get the Birkenstocks that I posted, the all black Birkenstocks, and I actually plan on getting a few more pairs. I wore them yesterday, wore them today, kind of getting used to them. So if you see me in the streets with some Birkenstocks, you already know what it is. I'm not afraid. Face your fears, brothers and sisters. Let's see, the 21st, Thursday, I was in Montclair, New Jersey, driving out there. I was driving down the block and I saw this little girl holding up a sign. I'm like, what the heck is going on? They're probably selling something. So I literally put my car in reverse, went back. They started smiling. I'm like, what are y'all selling? I thought they were selling lemonade or something at first. They were selling bracelets. And I purchased a bracelet. I actually meant to give it to my niece today, but I forgot. So I have to give it to her next time I see her. I purchased a bracelet, gave him, an extra $1 or so. Just out of respect for the entrepreneurial tendencies that these young girls have. Probably like 8, 9 years old. But just seeing them out on a hot summer day, they could be doing anything else, but they're outside in the front of their house, holding up signs, making bracelets, selling bracelets. At a young age, you have to respect that. We have to respect that. I certainly respect it. So yeah, shout out to those 2 young girls in Montclair, New Jersey. Much respect. And lastly, my boy Thomas. We have a accountability circle. He sends me a lot of stuff. Shout out to Mac as well. Just got admitted to, the name of the university slipped in my head, Fordham in the BX. So shout out to Mac. Congrats publicly. I'm proud of you, man. And he was also admitted to a program at USC. So much love, Mac. And lastly, homeboy Thomas, everyone who checks out 7 Days of Wisdom, y'all already know. One of my boys, TJ, Get Up and Get Fit, represent. He sent me a video a few hours ago. And it's about our ability, underestimating our ability. And this was via Dr. Sunday Adelaja. I may be mispronouncing his name. I apologize if I am. Dr. Sunday Adelaja. And he said, and this is the quote of the week, I would say. The one quote of the week. The only thing we should quit underestimating is our ability. Quit underestimating your ability. That's the quote of the week. Quit underestimating your ability. That's the only thing we should quit. Underestimating our ability. We can push. We can keep pushing. Sometimes it's mental. And I shared this video on my Facebook stream. So check out my page on Facebook. Anyone who's watching me right now is already on my page. Because you see the video. 7 Days of Wisdom, episode 35. This is a little longer. We're 23 minutes in right now. But it's alright. We must keep pushing. We must not underestimate our ability. If we feel as though we are underestimating our ability, sometimes it may be appropriate to isolate ourselves just in an effort to regain perspective. Because environment does mean a lot. Please check out the video. In the video, you'll see how much environment means, how much great coaching can mean as well. Some people are self-motivators. Some people can coach themselves. Some people are able to get that extra push from a coach. I myself, I know that I'm pretty self-motivated. But with the coach, go next level, hands down. So sometimes we have to put the blinders on, literally, and just keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. Stay faithful. And eventually, our results may even surprise ourselves. So with that being said, when you feel like quitting, remember this. The only thing we should quit is underestimating our ability. Let's keep pushing. 7 Days of Wisdom, episode 35, Sunday, 10:08 p.m. Eastern Daytime. Aquaus Kelley, A Lover's Ambition, aloversambition.com. I love you all. Thanks for the support. Until next week, have an impactful one. Peace.